importante era ganhar, foi um jogo difícil, contra uma equipa que defendeu bastante bem, os 90 minutos, mas conseguimos marcar 3 golos e eu estou muito agradecido à equipa por me ter ajudado a marcar 2 golos e ser um homem do jogo.
Ele começou com o pé direito, era mesmo isso que estávamos a precisar, não é?
Era fundamental entrar com o pé direito para dar confiança e agora é continuar. Agora é próximo jogo também ganhar. Obrigado.
Cá está, óbvio, agora Danilo.
Foi correr nesse meio campo até largar as botas.
Sim, sem dúvida, foi um jogo muito difícil, uma equipa muito compacta, estava a defender com muitos homens atrás, mas estava a defender bem também. Precisávamos desbloquear o jogo com um golo. Depois do golo, acho que foi tudo muito mais acessível, tudo muito mais fácil. Conseguimos fazer jogadas muito bonitas, como o terceiro golo do Ronaldo.
Com os húngaros fechados, só por fora.
Como que é?
Com os húngaros fechados, só por fora.
É assim, tinha que ser muito por fora para acabar por dentro. Foi o que tentámos fazer. Felizmente conseguimos. Foi um golo um bocado tarde, mas deu para ganhar o jogo.
Golo é sempre golo, obrigado.
Sim, obrigado, meu.
O primeiro golo que apareceu aos 84
Foi um jogo
minutos.
muito difícil para Portugal. O que é que estava a faltar para desbloquear junto à defesa húngara?
Boa tarde. Acho que faltou fazermos as oportunidades que tivemos, nas que tivemos, o que não aconteceu e acabou por acontecer e por 3 vezes, e isso foi bom para nós e para começarmos bem o torneio.
A Hungria conseguiu levar o jogo para a dimensão que queria na segunda parte.
Nós sabíamos que eles iam nos tentar defender da melhor maneira possível e fizeram um bom trabalho e tentar sair no contra-ataque para nos criar problemas aí, mas nós conseguimos gerir bem essa fase deles e conseguimos fazer os golos e conseguir a vitória.
Era decisiva esta vitória para a contabilidade do grupo?
Acho que todas são decisivas, é importante irmos jogo a jogo e tentarmos ganhar todos os jogos.
Obrigado, Rafa.
Obrigado.
Entrou muito bem o Rafa
agora
e
connosco
o homem do primeiro
Rafael
golo.
Guerreiro, ele que abriu a contabilidade deste jogo aqui na Hungria, aqui em Budapeste. Rafael, um gol decisivo para desbloquear este jogo.
Sim, um gol decisivo, mas um pouco com sorte, mas sou feliz deste gol e depois fizemos 2 mais gols e estamos muito felizes deste jogo.
Portugal não estava a conseguir fazer o que queria ofensivamente, porquê?
Porque os adversários foram muito para fora e defende bem também. Ficamos com bola todos os jogos quase, mas com paciência ficamos na frente e fizemos gol.
Respirar de alívio?
Sim, muito.
Rafael Guerreiro que marcou 1-0 neste encontro e abriu a contabilidade.
In 5 European Championships, and that 3-0 win today over Hungary means that Portugal are top of Group F. But he is, Gary, such a special player. He proved it once again today.
Yeah, it's an obscene record. I mean, 106 goals for his country is absolutely ridiculous and just continues to beat individual record after individual record. Said before the game that players, when they give interviews, quite often refer to the team. He does refer to the team always, but he also wants to be the best player in the world and seen as one of the greatest of all time in terms of scoring more goals than anyone, and he'll go and do it.
I love the fact he's just so aware of every record. He just chases it. He will keep going until he breaks every record that's possible to break. It's unbelievable. And, you know, he's 3 off the all-time Portuguese record that Ali Dai has. So, you know, he's probably going to break that as well. But we said at half-time, you know, once Portugal score 1, I think it will be, you know, out of sight, and that's what's happened.
You wouldn't really put it past him actually making the World Cup as well in Qatar. I mean, many people are saying, you know, he's 36 years old. We don't know if he's going to be coming to the end of his career, but he looks like he could still go on for a few years.
You got to give credit where credit is due. People always like to talk about his age and what he's doing for his domestic clubs. But as long as he's in this form and he can be so important for his club and his country, why let him retire from professional football and just even considering not even being there next year in the World Cup? I mean, the man is a machine. You know, he's relentless. You know, he's always hungry for goals. And even though when you don't really see him throughout the game, he's always a potential threat. And he waited long for his 2 goals today. But I mean, he's just a machine. And kudos to him. Great achievement. He's only 3 off the all-time record of 109 goals by Ali Dai. And trust me, it's just a matter of time when he's gonna break it.
I mean, his physical shape is absolutely incredible. I mean, he's adapted from being someone who sprinted, you know, from the left wing or the right wing. Now he's not doing as much running in games. He's not as explosive, but he's just basically he's a poacher. He's a centre-forward, as you would think, you know, traditionally think of him as a centre-forward, but he actually is now just a striker, brilliant goal scorer, and like I said, there's no words left for him, really.
Absolutely. Well, he scored a brace today, but should there have been a penalty for the first goal?
I think for me, striker's bias a little bit here, but I think it's a penalty. I think the defender, Orban, I think it is, you know, just that little touch on the back foot there on Rafa. I think it's a penalty. It stops him shooting. Yeah, I think it's a penalty, and there's no chance Ronaldo's missing that.
No chance at all. I mean, such a confident finish, as you would expect from Ronaldo. And then there was another goal scored, another penalty. Gary?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is the third goal that Cristiano scores now, and, you know, touch on the offside, but those little movements, little 1-2s, awareness in the final third, and like you say, once he scores his first goal, then he just goes and kills the game off. He's ruthless, so he doesn't let up at any point in the game. He's desperate, so desperate to score goals and make the very best out of every single minute of every single game.
And he was desperate to make an impact in the opening game. You could see it. He always is, and that's exactly what he did today.
No, of course. I mean, what I said before, they left it late, you know. I mean, also credit to Hungary just to frustrating Portugal today in the system, how they played it, you know, in the way how they set up against Portugal. But Cristiano's Cristiano, and what I said, you know, he's always a potential threat. You don't see him the whole game, especially what you just mentioned, Gary. You know, he's not the wide winger that we've seen before in his early years. He's now more of a central forward, just waiting for his moments and around the box. And I mean, you have to give it to the man. He's just a machine, and you know, he's Portugal's talisman, and you could see why. 2 goals again today, and looking for their record.
Absolutely. Well, it did take them 84 minutes to break down Hungary, though, didn't it?
I said at half-time that Portugal fans shouldn't panic, but there was a little bit of a panic on, in the sense that they just took so long, and you thought they have to win this game. Credit to the left-back. Sometimes it comes from an unlikely source. We talked about Cristiano, but Guerrero, he's out on the left wing, but then he makes his run inside. You could argue he shouldn't be there, but he is there. He's taken a risk. And to be fair, I have to say that, you know, when you're looking at breaking down a team that's got 10 behind the ball, it sometimes means that one of the players in a position that...
But neither team has managed to find the breakthrough as of yet. It remains goalless at half-time at the Puskás Arena. Nigel, your thoughts on the first half?
Well, Portugal being clearly the better team. If you look at the first 45 minutes, Hungary is trying everything possible just to not concede a goal. They had their chances. You could see, you know, especially in a system like that, in a 5-3-2 system, having an opponent like that is really hard to break that deadlock. And what Portugal did well, creating these chances, exploiting the spaces behind them, sometimes with an overlap at the sides, and sometimes with a long ball behind the defense. And that's how they were creating spaces, chances. Unfortunately for them, you know, they didn't create it, they didn't concede it, score the goal. So it's just waiting for that moment that they can score a goal. And I think when they score a goal, this game could easily be 2-0, 3-0 for Portugal.
Well, we've seen a lot of chances that fell to Portugal, and Jota with some really good chances in this first half.
Yeah, a lot of the first half seemed to revolve around him. Nigel's just mentioned the chances they created, and you know, they should be up. They've just not been clinical with that final moment. And Jota, Ronaldo are the people who you would want these chances to fall to if you were Portugal. So you can't say they've gone to the wrong people. This one, the question is whether he should square it to Ronaldo. I think if you're cool, you're composed, you probably do pass it to him. He's such a brilliant finisher. But he's in a really good position himself, Jota. And you could argue that the defender's blocking out the path a little bit to give him a little bit of grace maybe, but he still should finish anyway. He's made it easy for the goalkeeper. Jota, I think this is a really good chance. His touch lets him down. Ordinarily there, Jota would just, you know, take that in towards goal, and he's just right foot into that far corner. And then this is the one where he's nearest to goal. A question mark over whether Fernandes was in a better position. I've got some sympathy for him there. I don't think Fernandes would have shouted to him, wouldn't have had a chance to react. But they've had brilliant chances.
They have, and I mean, Hungary have also managed to nullify the threat of Cristiano Ronaldo as well. I mean, he also had a few chances, but failed to convert them.
Well, a lot of the chances have actually come from really direct play, you know, from the long balls, from the likes of Pepe, with dynamic movement from the likes of Ronaldo and Jota. The chance that one of the chances Ronaldo had came from this one. You see this great movement. How many times have we seen this sort of movement from Ronaldo? First time volley, he hits it well, catches it well.
Just offside, though. Just
offside. But Portugal have got in a lot through that direct play. This is a big chance for Ronaldo. you expect him to finish this one. Great dummy here from Jota. And I think he just catches it. It just doesn't quite come through the ball. He catches it at its highest point. But, you know, Portugal should be up. They've had a lot of chances. And as Gary said, it's fallen to the people you'd expect them to score.
I guess we didn't expect Hungary to do anything different, though, did we? They are going to frustrate the teams that they come up against, especially in this group when they've got France, Germany and Portugal. That's the way they're going to do it.
Yeah, of course, but that's the way forward for Hungary. You know, they know, especially in playing in this group, they will be the weakest team. So the only thing they can do is just sit deep, wait for the right moment to counter, and just frustrate the teams that are better in ball position. And we see that also today with Portugal. They're sitting deep most of the times with 10 players back, 11 players back and on off, and waiting for that moment that Portugal slip up and then go for the counter. They tried to do it a couple of times. It didn't come out very well. So, yeah, Portugal just have to find a way to score the first goal, because I think if they score the first goal, that's Hungary done. That's them out of the picture, and then they can cruise to an easy win, 2 or 3-0. But I said, you have to score a goal in order to try to win this game.